Nah, they're the bad boy curse is real, man. You look at all the talent they've had on that label and how they had like one hot album, maybe two max, and then they gone. Mace, how do you fuck up Mace? Mace was the
Yeah,
hottest rapper in New York at the time, and then he dropped that Harlem World, and that was it.
yeah,
Like you drop one hot album on Bad Boy, and that's it for you, man. So
yeah,
that's the curse.
yeah,
It's worse than the
yeah,
Madden curse, man.
yeah, man. And somehow Diddy still rich.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, he knows. He knows how to pick them. He
Yeah.
knows. He pulls you in with that. Look, I don't sound with the white man. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm black. And
Hmm.
then he
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 do what the
rob
white
him just
man
like
do.
here. Yep, yep, yep. Throw that money in the Ciroc.
Yeah.
But so yes, appreciate Young Jock, man. We always gotta appreciate the Southern people who ushered in that. That was a strange era of hip hop, man. I
It
appreciated
was.
it, but
It
it
was
was it.
it was like a ringtone era.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
definitely ringtone era.
yeah, this was when trap music was kind of being introduced, but it was new. It was people didn't know what trap was.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the Going Down song, they said "Meet me in the trap" is going down, and the radio was in an awkward position because they was bleeping out trap.
Yeah,
So it was a strange era. I think this was somewhere where people didn't know where it was going.
yeah. I,
So
that
yeah,
was one of the annoying things too. When the radio found out what these words meant, they got bleeped out. Because I specifically remember when they first started playing "Get Low" on the radio, they did
skeet,
not
skeet,
bleep
skeet.
out "Skeet Skeet," and then
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle fucked it up by making a skit about it, and then suddenly they started bleeping out "Skeet Skeet." I'm like, nah, y'all let it fly before. So
Yeah.
nah, it's the same thing with trap. The same thing with some of these drug references. Now
Yeah.
they getting bleeped out, but before they weren't. So yeah, that's what happens
Yeah.
when people get onto the lingo.
Yeah. The FCC it's funny because it's like, what the fuck is in the FCC at this point, or what you can do or what you can't do? You really don't know, man. I feel like people just kind of make it up as they go.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't think it's like
definitely,
I
man.
don't think it's like a list of words or anything where it's like you can't do this, can't do that. I feel like when people start doing it more, it become more of a trend, and like, oh, let's just bleep this out.
Yeah, yeah, they were very careful during that Super Bowl halftime show too. Can't say Pyrus and Crips apparently.
Oh
Had to
yeah,
bleep that out, had to bleep a few other things out, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
yeah,
We
yeah,
know
yeah.
y'all want to know what we think about it or our rating on that, so we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But without further ado, Jay Prince, tell people what they're listening to right now.
The gems and juice.
We are back at it. Another jam-packed episode. A lot to talk about, a lot to break down. A lot happened this week. And of course, we're going to give you our unfiltered. We live streaming, by the way. If you're not on the live stream, make sure y'all check us out on Twitter. We are on Twitch now. Yeah, we fucking with the
Yes.
gamers now, man.
Yeah. Watch out, gamers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we might go live and play some PS5 or something.
Yeah. No, I've actually been wanting to start a Twitch because a bunch of my friends have been streaming and just like, streaming shit for their friends. And I've been really wanting to do it. So I might do it on a Jim's Dudes podcast page.
Yeah. Take over the account, man.
Yeah.
And just stream and watch and play.
I might play Def Jam Vendetta on stream, beating niggas up with Lil Flip.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna have fun with it though, man. We told y'all we doing big things for this year, man. We mean it. So we upping the production value. We doing the live stream. We got the ticker, the CNN ticker at the bottom scrolling. So we super official now. And yeah, man, we back at it. Figgy, how you been this week, man? I know it's the end of football season. So I know how's that been for you? How you been in radio, man? How's everything going in your life?
Man, everything cool, man. It felt like the end of football season felt like the last day of school, man. Yep. Remember that last day of school is like, all right, that's it. Like now we could chill, we could go on vacation, we can, it's not as stressful or, like a high work environment now. It's more laid back. But the part that suck about it is, finding shit to talk about. So now it's like, because this is the dead part of the NFL. Free agency didn't start. You can't make trades and little stuff like that. So now it's like, I guess we could talk about the NBA now. There's no baseball right now. They're on a lockout, and I don't think people really give a damn. I don't think we talked about baseball at all, unless it's the Astros or something. But yeah, man, it's one of them dead times. That's the tough part about radio. So you hear a lot of different top 5.
Yeah,
I heard
one of them.
There's gonna be a lot of that type of shit. So yeah.
To be honest, man, when I was producing in radio, I actually liked when football season ended, because as somebody who is kind of into sports but also into other things as well, like I liked having the freedom to talk about more than just football. Me and Paul have fun when we weren't talking about football, man. Like we made little games we were playing, and I gave him a personality test on there. We just had fun thinking up of new concepts and shit to do. Yeah. And I always thought that was fun. Nobody can complain because there was no real sports going on. We don't really count the NBA until the playoffs start.
Yeah.
So, I actually enjoyed that, man. It let us be more creative and talk about things outside of sports, and that's always what I really like to do. So
yeah. And speaking of Paul, man, shout out to Paul.
Yeah, shout out to Paul. He has a new show.
H-Town. Yeah.
Yes. He's back in Houston. He has a new show with Vanessa from, I believe she's KPRC, right?
Yeah, Vanessa Richardson.
And it's ESPN 97.5. They're also streaming on Twitch. I checked out their Twitch stream. It's pretty legit. You can't do it all big. So yeah, shout out to Paul. Make sure y'all check that out. And it's a good show, man.
Check it out at the end of the loop, though.
Because
I think they're on the same time.
They are at the same time. Yeah, that's right. No, have both of them on. Have his show on your Twitch on your phone, and have in the loop on the radio. So you can listen to both.
Exactly. Yeah. Look out for us, man.
Yeah. Double dip, man. Double dip for sure. But yeah. Shout out to I didn't even think he was a competitor technically, but no,
it's funny because his show, because he worked for the we call it the station across the street.
Yeah.
But I like supporting my friends, people I'm cool with. Mm-hmm. And I can never check it out because I'm working during that time. So I think his show is 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't check it out at all unless I had to find a podcast or something.
Yeah.
But shout out to Paul, man. He deserves it. I felt like he should still be working with us.
Mm-hmm.
But times get hard and all that stuff. So shout out to Paul, man.
Yeah, hopefully, things are changing at the station. So hopefully, maybe there's a chance of me back. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. But you never know. Crazy industry, man. But yeah, shout out to Paul. Glad to have him back. And make sure y'all check that out in between In the Loop. Make sure you still check that out as well, of course, to support Figgy. Without further ado, man, let's get into it. A lot to break down. Music-wise, not too much. But I did listen to an album. I now listen to the new Curren$y and Alchemist. Alchemist, who's just a machine right now, man. He is pumping out content. Like it seemed like a new Alchemist project drop damn near every week at this point. I wouldn't say every month, but it's been a couple in a month now.
Like twice a month.
Yeah, he is dropping a lot. And he has a new project with Curren$y. I actually did see this drop, but for some reason it didn't register that I should listen to it immediately before the podcast. So I didn't listen to it, but it's called Continuance. Thick, you did bump it, man. What'd you think about this project, man?
I thought this project was amazing, man. The last project they did together, I want to say it was I think it was Fetty. I think that was the last project he did with Alchemist. And that was like a Freddie Gibbs and Curren$y project too. But I love this project, man. It was some good production on here, and it's always good to see people like Curren$y, in a whole different lane. Because usually, somebody from New Orleans, some people, it's easy to get a trap beat and, do something like that. But It's amazing just listening to Alchemist and all the different type of rappers he worked with, from like Currency to Earl Sweatshirt to Havoc to Bodie James and stuff like that, and it's just all over the place, man. And this project was good. The one song that really stuck out to me was he do have a feature with Bodie James on here. It sounded like this could have been a song that was on Bodie James project, but I like that joint. And there's another joint called Corvette Rally Stripes, and that's featuring Havoc of Mobb Deep and Wiz Khalifa.
Oh wow!
And like I was really surprised at how good Wiz Khalifa sound on Alchemist beat. It was a really dope song. I'm not that big of a fan of Wiz Khalifa, but he sounded good on this song. Now I will say this: to me, if you listen to this verse, I feel like he don't be rapping about nothing. He rap about the same, rolling papers,
yeah,
different flavors, stepping out of jet planes with a blunt, throw it in. But it's kind of like that. Like that's his style.
You mean Currency or Wiz Khalifa?
Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I felt like he sounded really good on this beat, on the Alchemist beat. So I can't even be mad at the verse at all. I thought the song was dope. But overall, man, it's 13 songs on here. The names on here kind of surprised me a little bit, the names of the songs. So he got a song called Kool and the Gang. He got a song called Jodeci Tape. And just little stuff like that. I'm just like, okay, I see what type of time he on. But yeah, overall, man, I like this project so far. Probably one of my favorite projects of the year. I know it's only February, but one of my favorite projects so far. So I gotta give it a qualified.
All right. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. Currency, of course, is consistent. One of the probably the most hardest working rapper. It seemed like every month, like he's also somebody kind of like Alchemist who drops very often. So he always keeps his fan base fed. And you know what you're gonna get with a Currency project. And he's of course worked with Alchemist before. He did that mixtape with Freddie Gibbs. And yeah, I'm not surprised the Wiz Khalifa song was great because he does great work with Wiz Khalifa too. I think I first started hearing about Wiz from Currency tapes. They did that How Fly mixtape back in the day, and they sounded really good on that. I think they did a sequel too at some point, but yeah, their sound just naturally goes together. I feel they're like kind of like the new Method Man and Redman.
They're kind of the same, to be honest.
Yeah. No, they 100% are. They talk about weed and cars and shit. Like they talk about the same shit, but they're kind of like the new version of Method Man and Redman a little bit.
Yeah, so, I think the only thing that what would make me like Wiz Khalifa more if he stepped outside of his box when it comes to production.
Yeah.
If he was kind of like how Currency is with, working with different producers, I think I would probably like Wiz Khalifa. But sometimes I don't really care for his production, man. And then I think what made it even worse, I mean, I was already off the Wiz Khalifa boat, but what made it worse was that sad ass song, that pop song he made, the one that been the Paul, what's his name? The Paul, damn, what the fuck is Paul Walker song?
Oh, See You Again? The Paul Walker song.
Yeah. That's all I think.
That is the Paul Walker song.
It is. Yeah. So it's just like, man, like it really turned me off. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
But it's a big song, but it's just like, I don't want to hear this shit. But yeah, if he did more shit like Currency, work with different random good producers that's outside the box, I think I think I'd be more of a fan of Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah. His production. I mean, he's had tapes. I remember when he was first coming out. I liked his production a lot. But yeah, once you go mainstream, once you put out songs like that, your new audience kind of expects things like that. So Yeah. It was really around the Black and Yellow era. I did not like that Black and Yellow song. I'll be honest.
I didn't either. And I'm from Cleveland too, so that was like a Pittsburgh anthem.
Then they made like a Cowboys version, and they made a bunch of remixes for different teams. I'm like,
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and
it was kind of cheesy, man. But I mean, that's what happens when you go super mainstream. But Wiz got some good tapes still, man. He's a rapper who I'm not gonna see on a feature and be like, ugh. He's always gonna deliver lyrically. So I mean, for what he does. So yeah. So I'm not surprised. I'm gonna check that out, man. I'm gonna check it out before the podcast, but I'll definitely check that out this week. Currency and Alchemist Continuance in stores now / streaming. Not really in stores physically, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And there is one project I did listen to. I think it actually dropped last Sunday or some kind of day like that. There was a new Chip the Ripper project out, produced by Lex Luger. Two names I hadn't heard in a while, but they produced a new project called Bonfire. It's about 8 tracks long, about 20 minutes. So once again, I'm not calling this an album because look, anything lower than 30 minutes, shorter than 30 minutes, I'm reluctant to call that an album. But I'll go first on this one, man. I thought it was actually really good. I've always been a fan of Chip the Ripper, man, especially like even going back to when he first came out with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi was not the best rapper when he came out. He was more of a, melodies and harmonies type. The Hummer. So when he worked with people like Chip the Ripper, and I'm like, okay, you got somebody who can actually rap. So this sounds a little better now. But when Kid Cudi was doing his verses, I'm like, the hooks are good, but I don't know, man. But I've always been a fan of Chip, man. And for a while, I guess he changed his name to King Chip. But now it seems like he's back to Chip the Ripper.
Yeah, so, I was a little worried because I seen him post that he had a new project out on Twitter. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I went to my streaming service and I typed in King Chip and I didn't see it. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking like, all right, maybe it ain't out yet. Maybe it was a little too early. And then I kept seeing people tweet about it. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, do my streaming service not have it? I'm like, maybe he released it on his own personal site or something. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't find it. And then I'm like, let me search Chip the Ripper. It was under Chip the Ripper. So I'm like, I'm like, damn, okay, you going back to the old days.
Yeah. That's super confusing because like you said, there are two different artists on streaming. So in full disclosure, we did think we were going to have Chip possibly on the podcast today. So I was going to ask him that. I suspect my conspiracy theory is that King Chip, the name, belongs to another label. Maybe he signed under, and to release his project, he would have to change, kind of like how when wrestlers leave the WWF, they can't call themselves, like if Stone Cold went to another place, he probably couldn't call himself. Well, Stone Cold probably could, but like when somebody like Daniel Bryan, he left the WWE, he can't call himself Daniel Bryan anymore. His real name is Bryan Danielson, and don't ask me why they changed it. But he calls himself Bryan Danielson when he goes wrestles in somewhere else. So maybe another label might have the rights to that name. I don't know, but that's what I suspect because it is strange. You look for King Chip and it's not there.
What's funny is on this album, I know you're gonna get to the album in a minute, but it's a song called Blue Hunnits, and it say featuring King Chip.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I was hoping we had him on so I could ask him about that. Like, what is this like?
T.I. versus T.I.P.
Yeah, Beyonce,
Sasha Fierce. Yeah, it might be a dual identity, Tupac and Machiavelli type thing. I don't know, man. Well, if we do have him on in the future, we'll definitely be sure to ask him that. But it was kind of strange, and it is confusing if you have been following him and following King Chip. you wouldn't even know this album came out unless you followed him on social media too.
Yeah.
But I digress. The album itself, man, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was good hearing Lex Luger again. It was good hearing those drops again. I feel like I haven't heard him in a while. Still a good producer. And the beats were banging, man. I like Hurtin' They Feelings a lot. That's probably one of my favorite tracks. Do Some Damage was good as well. No features except for Casey Veggies, who is also somebody I hadn't heard in a while. So it's good to hear him too. All in all, a solid project, man. Dope beats and dope rhymes. What more can you want? If you were ever a fan or ever just want something dope to listen to, it bangs hard in the whip, a lot of bass. Of course, it's Lex Luger, so it's gonna have a lot of bass in it. You already know. But yeah, it's some good weekend listening, man. I recommend it. I have to say, it is definitely qualified. Yeah. So what you think about it, man?
I like the project too, man. I think it's qualified. My favorite song on here is No You Keep Cool. I actually heard him play that song. He played it in the car on Twitter. He was on Twitter, released a video playing it in the car, and it was that first verse. He said, "Don't eat no food in my car. You can ask your OG about me, little boy. I ain't no studio star." I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? Like, where the fuck is that song at? And it felt like he released that video or played it, I want to say like a year ago. I'm like, where the fuck is that shit at, man? That shit was hard. And I ain't realized it was a Lex Luger beat, man. And like I said, I love that song. I like the whole project, man. And it's crazy. It's good to see him doing something with Lex Luger because I feel like that's an underappreciated legend.
No, yeah, definitely.
His sound pretty much switched hip hop. It changed because we all know about Rick Ross and the BMF, the BMF song. I felt like at that point, that's when hip hop started sounding like that a little bit, and then obviously people start kind of taking this shit. But yeah, man, he a legendary producer, man. I felt it's good to hear them too. I wouldn't mind hearing them too with more music. And shit, honestly, I wouldn't mind Lex Luger making a comeback, like a big comeback where we hear his shit all the time. And yeah, man, I love this project. Like I said, the one song, No You Keep Cool is my favorite song on there.
I like that one too.
Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely qualified. And hopefully we can get his ass on so we can talk.
We're gonna try it, man. We definitely want to talk. I was excited when we thought we might have him on, but hopefully in the future, you know how things are, man. It's All-Star Weekend. He from Cleveland. It's in Cleveland. Maybe he got some shit going on, but we gonna see. Yeah. We gonna pin him down, man. We promise.
I wonder if he actually there.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I figured if you're from Cleveland, you should. I mean, if you're an artist from Cleveland who's active, you would definitely. And I low key kind of feel like this All-Star game is like for everybody who couldn't go to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles, they going there to get their flicks off.
Yeah, this was the what you call it, the consolation prize.
Yeah, the consolation prize for not being able to go to the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, which was ridiculous prices, and then dangerous out there too. Kodak Black got shot. Yeah. So this is the makeup for that. You can go in Cleveland and have a good time. Looks kind of lit from all the pictures and videos. So yeah, man.
Yep.
With that being said, without further ado, there was one more song. You did say you want to talk about that. The Silk Sonic.
Yeah. Let me pull this song up. But yeah, so Silk Sonic actually Silk Sonic have released a new song, which is kind of weird because they just released the album. I want to say last month or something like that. It was kind of recent. And they released the song, and I want to get your thoughts on. I think they got a video. They might have a video.
Hold on, can we play this on stream? Is it okay?
I think it should be good.
Okay.
I think it should be good. But let me see. Hold on. 1, 2. I want to get your live reaction to this.
Oh no, another remake. Another remake. Oh God.
You already irritated, man.
Oh no. Like, okay, cut it off, man. I don't want to hear no more of this shit. I don't understand. Like, I understand taking the beat and trying to make a new thing about it. I don't understand. Like, even Beyonce, when she remade Before I Let You Go, like, I thought that was a terrible cover, but at least she tried to make it something different and more modern. This sounds like a karaoke song, man. How are you gonna sing over the exact same song, the same instrumentation, and not even change anything? And of course, you don't sound as good as Confunction.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate it. I have to say, I'm very disappointed. It's definitely Pigpen, man. I ain't got to hear no more. Like these, it's bad enough you got the allegations of being some swagger jackers from the 80s and 70s. But to literally do it, to literally just straight up cover a song in a worse fashion, I don't like it, man. I'm tired of these fools. Their album came and went. People act like they were excited for it and waiting for years and years, and it came out, and then nobody even bumping anymore. So,
let me see. Wait, hold on. I want to see. You let me just hold you. It sounds just like a cover.
It's the same thing, man.
Yeah, it sounds
like why would you play this over the original? What would be the point?
See, I'm glad you said that, because if it sounds the same, I'm going with the original, man. Like, if somebody decides to remake, let's say Between the Sheets by Isley Brothers, like, if it's the exact same thing, not a sample, but the exact same thing, I'm going with the Isley Brothers. Why would I go with something newer? You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with the Isley Brothers. Still sound fine.
Yes.
Because this ain't like a thing where the song was so old it didn't really sound good, and somebody kind of remade it, reshaped it. We know people like Mary J. Blige and stuff like that. Good, they put a little extra sauce to it to make it kind of a different song. But this ain't even that. This is karaoke night with a good singer.
Yeah, man. Like,
this sounds like we had a fucking wedding and somebody requests this song and the band is performing this song. That's what it sounds like.
I've had enough of these fools, man. Like, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak are talented enough. Anderson .Paak was at the Super Bowl II on the drums. Like, they're talented people. But when your whole act is just, hey, remember 70s music? Here's another version of it. Like, I understand inspiration, but you got to try to make something new, man. You can't just be pantomiming songs from a better era. Like, you gotta make something better, man. And you can't just straight up cover a song that's already a classic.
Yeah. Like, this ain't no sample flip or nothing. It's the exact same. It sounds like the exact same song.
No, it is, and that's the issue, man. It's like I can tolerate that covers are just never going to end now, but you got to do more than this, man. Do a little hip hop flair to it or something. I still would hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't like it, but at least I would respect, like, okay, you tried. But this, nah, man, it's just kind of.
I think the other problem with this is how like it's two guys pretty much singing this. It's one thing if it was a woman. If a woman came out and she like killed it type shit, it's like, all right, this is a little different because usually a guy's singing this. So now it's like, oh shit, okay. But this, like, I will pick Kung Funk Shun over this. Like, I will pick them every day and twice on Sundays, man.
Yeah. No, definitely. I just don't see the point.
Yeah, and if it's somebody younger who don't know who the previous group was, like, it won't be that bad to let them listen to it. It's not like, oh, this shit. It's not like an old ass movie from the 60s that was remade in 2022. Like, no, this is very listenable. You could probably still hear this on the R&B station. So I just don't get that, man.
Part of me is wondering because I've actually been reading some articles lately about how old music is actually beating new music in streaming numbers and listening. Like music from years ago is more popular than music being made this year. And part of me feels like this is just a cheap attempt to kind of ride that wave and say, hey, since the old music is popular, that's probably why everything's a sample now and the flip, and they're trying to remake these classics because they know that these songs are just way more popular than what they're putting out right now.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to ride a wave and be like, hey, for the kids who don't know Confunction, they'll listen to this song and think it's great.
Yeah.
But the older folks like us, we're already going to associate it with the older version, which we prefer. But maybe this is just an attempt to ride the wave of old music being more popular now.
Yeah. And it's kind of fucked up because, like, I can't speak for you, but I listen to a lot of old music to this day.
Me too.
Like, I rarely listen to I listen to new music, just off the strength of this podcast so we could talk about it. But my comfort music is older music. So I listen to older hip hop. I listen to older, funk, older R&B, shit like that. That's my comfort zone. And that's why probably the they streams or whatever is going up, because it's like, well, I don't want to hear this new shit. So let me just go back to what I know when music was good. Let me play some old Gap band or some shit.
Yeah.
And now I guess they're trying to I guess attract us again. Maybe us, or I don't know, but this ain't it.
Yeah. And I also think that's part of why a lot of these artists are selling their catalog now, because it's worth more and they're getting paid more for it because they know this music is more popular now. So yeah, I think that's part of the reason too. But yeah, man, this don't help. People who think that music today, I mean, every era thinks the music of that era sucks. But I feel like when your music era is now just copy pasting shit from the last era, you can definitely say this era is a little weaker.
Yeah, because just like, what can you say about this era in 10 years?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Like, I don't know what to say about it. I know back then, in the 2000s, you could kind of paint that whole era of, the snap music, Lil Jon. When you say, hey, talk about 2000s hip hop, you're gonna say Lil Jon, that sound, snap music, dance music, the two-step shit, and the way we used to dress, all that type of shit. You could kind of paint that as the 2000s, even though we thought hip hop was dead during that time.
Yeah.
But now, like 10 years later, you could say, oh, okay. Like, I could kind of see where hip hop was at that point, even though the shit that, people was talking about, I kind of wasn't into it. I was more to the G Unit, that type of shit, Dipset, stuff like that. But what can you honestly say about this era of music?
We in the Pushin P era, man.
Yeah. Just imagine 10 years later, it's like, damn, I remember when that shit was hot. Like,
Pushin P is a classic. Like, all right, man.
Yeah,
we over here talking about Dipset Anthem. These niggas talking about Pushing P.
Yeah,
and fucking
they'll
Bad and Bougie.
They'll be talking about Mask Off.
Yeah, like come on, man.
We're gonna be playing Mask Off at the cookout, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, remember Future? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's strange. We see Tab doing a G-Unit.
G-Unit.
I always remember that for some the Chappelle skit where they did trading spouses.
Oh yeah,
and the white kid went to the black to Dave Chappelle, and the kid was like, "Oh, I'm down with G-Unit." He said, "Get your ass in the car." Classic skit, man. Classic skit. Oh yeah. Sidebar: I did see Dave Chappelle is getting 4 new specials for Netflix. So
damn.
Yeah, just a little strange. Not strange because that Netflix is bought into them. Certain people you just not gonna cancel, man. Joe Rogan, they paid him $200 million. You ain't gonna cancel him. Netflix probably pay even more for Dave Chappelle. Like these are investments. They're not just gonna cut and run. This money already spent. So,
and we talked about this before, man. People like that don't get canceled.
Yeah,
like you have to really be, not bringing in anything where people don't want to hear from you. Your stand-up suck. It's not doing numbers. That's the only way they can say, all right, we don't need him. He's not making us anything, so we'll drop him from his Netflix deal or whatever the case may be. But this dude is making a lot of money and people are still looking for his shit, man. Like, you say what you want about the last episode, if it offended you or not, it still did numbers.
Yeah.
So people still gonna be checking for it. So it don't make no sense for them to try to cut bait, because if they do cut bait, somebody else gonna pick them up.
Exactly, and they gonna take that audience over there.
Yeah, it's kind of like when people say, if a good NFL player, NBA player is on the team, and they be like, "Oh, just cut them, or just release them."
Mm-hmm.
The other person is gonna pick them up and say, "Hey, we got you," and they gonna go win a championship, man.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. You just, people going to be upset. But if this guy can help you, man, hold on to him.
Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day, man. And a lot of this social media stuff is here today, gone tomorrow. So if you can ride out the controversy, you're probably going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But without further ado, I think it's time to get into topics, and we're going to start off with the much anticipated Super Bowl 56 halftime show. We've been talking about it ever since it was announced. Yes, there was a game as well, but we don't give a fuck about that, man. The game was honestly pretty boring. I mean, it was, people say it was a good Super Bowl because it was close. Doug, nobody scored in the last half, man. The last half of the game was boring as shit. The first half was pretty exciting.
The top of the second half was kind of exciting because that's when Jalen Ramsey they pulled his face mask, but it looked like he got burned originally.
Yeah.
That was it. After that was kind of it. So
losing what's his
Odell
name?
Beckham.
Odell Beckham Jr. meant the end of the Rams offense, basically.
Pretty much.
They still made it happen defensively. Aaron Donald made the last stop to seal it for them. So shout out to all them and whatever. We don't care. We in Texas. But there was a halftime show, much anticipated, featuring Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, special guest 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Actually, fuck it, we'll talk about that now.
Yeah, fuck it.
I have a conspiracy as to why 50 was not promoted as part of this halftime show. I feel like they just didn't want to deal with any controversy regarding him or people bringing up stuff he's done recently.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like, because really, I'm sure this was in the works originally. This is not something they just plan at the last second. Hey, let's just get 50 Cent in here too. Like, I'm sure in the beginning, they said, let's get 50 Cent. And I think somebody made the decision, let's not promote 50 Cent because he kind of loose and wild on social media. We don't want to deal with any blowback from that. So
blowback from the LGBTQ, blowback from all type of
women he harassed and shit.
Yeah. So, talking about certain people who passed away and all that. because if they announced it from the very beginning, that's a lot of time to dig up some shit.
Yes.
You see they pulled a Hail Mary with Snoop.
Yes.
a week before. I surprised they didn't pull none with Dr. Dre, but yeah, that's plenty enough time to pull some shit.
Yes. So they played it smart. I think they had him be a complete surprise. And but yeah, 50 Cent was there. So let's run down exactly because our predictions weren't 100% correct. We got the obvious ones, of course, but they weren't 100% correct. But we got it for the most part. So to break it down, I'm sure everybody's already seen it by now, but it starts off with, and I like the little hood set. It was kind of cheesy, but I kind of liked it too, man. You can see in the background if you're streaming with us. But they kind of brought, I guess, Compton to life. I guess this is what Compton looks like. So the show starts off with Dre and Snoop doing Next Episode. Then they transition into California Love, which they have to do since they're in California. And they do California Love, and they transition that into 50 Cent. 50 Cent does In the Club, hanging upside down, looking like he's struggling up there, you know.
Yeah.
I think the reason why he wore the tank top was because he's selling that tank top again, that G-Unit tank top, that ugly ass tank top. He's selling that now. So I think that was a business decision for him to come out with that G-Unit tank top from back in the day. He transitions into Mary J. Blige, who does No More Drama. And no, she starts off with Family Affair. Then she does No More Drama. Then we go into Kendrick. Kendrick comes out with a little bit of Good Kid, Mad City. And then he transitions into All Right. Then we go to Eminem. Eminem does a little bit of Forgot About Dre. And then, of course, he does Lose Yourself. Then we go to a Dr. Dre who was playing piano, and for some reason he's playing I Am Mad at You.
Yeah, I was kind of hyped when he started playing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm thinking this.
Are they gonna bring out the hologram?
I thought so. I'm like, I ain't expect them to play that.
Yeah. It was strange because Dr. Dre did not produce that song or have anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's what shocked me too.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just like a Tupac tribute or to show off that he can play the piano. I don't know. Not like that's a hard song to play, but and then of course he goes to the epic piano roll from Still DRE, and they end it with Still DRE. Also, sidebar, Eminem kneeled. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but he took a knee for whatever reason. And yeah, so that pretty much is it. Jam-packed show, and we got our predictions. Let me double check. Okay, we were wrong about Nothing But a G Thing. I can't believe they didn't do Nothing But a G Thing. They didn't do any Snoop songs.
Yeah, they didn't. Nope.
That was kind of, I mean, I guess I get it. They had a limited amount of time. But they did do Still DRE in California Love. I said Ice Cube would come out for Straight Outta Compton. He didn't. So I was wrong with that. But I said Next Episode, and they did that. So we were right for the most part. Figgy, you were right about Family Affair. Eminem, we were right about our both. Actually, I added Rap God, and I was wrong about that.
Yeah,
but we were right. We forgot about Dre and Lose Yourself
too. Yeah. So yeah,
our picks were right on Eminem. We were both wrong about Snoop because he didn't do any solo songs.
Yeah.
And Kendrick, we were both right and wrong. You said Be Humble, Swimming Pools. He didn't do any of that. I said All Right and All the Stars. He did All Right, and that was it.
Yeah, I would probably say your prediction for the Kendrick was really huge, man, because I ain't think he was gonna do, nigga, we gonna be all right. I was thinking like, nah, this is the NFL, man. I don't think they gonna let that happen. I didn't think he was gonna do that. But I was actually shocked, man, when they did that.
Yeah, I was shocked he did Good Kid, Mad City.
Me
because
too.
I'm like, okay, how many people in the audience know that song? I knew like All Right was kind of everywhere, especially during like the George Floyd protests and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, most people probably know that song from Kendrick, but that Mad City shit was kind of caught me by surprise that he even introed it. But now we've laid out what happened during the halftime show. Figgy, what are your thoughts? Do you think it was the best one ever? Where do you think it ranks among the best halftime shows ever? And what do you think about the individual performances in it?
I think to answer your question, no, I don't think this was the best halftime performance. I can't put this over Prince.
Yeah,
I can't put this over Michael Jackson. So I would probably
over Beyonce.
I would, to be honest, man, I don't think I'll put it over Beyonce, man. I think that Beyonce, it was a really good show, man. She's a really good performer. So I don't think it was better than that. But I do think this is probably one of the most important halftime shows for the simple fact that it was an all hip hop show. I don't think it wasn't no ratchetness. Everything flowed smooth. And I think everybody genuinely liked it. I was happy just to see Mary J up there doing her thing. I know, you probably don't relate to her that much.
I was surprised she did No More Drama.
Me too.
I was shocked she did that actually.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna have the one song. But yeah, man, I feel like everybody did a good job. Everybody kind of stayed in their role. And it was just enough. It wasn't like, damn, I wish they could have did this song or more of this, more of that. But I thought it was dope, man. It felt good to kind of see that where I don't know. It was really good to see Kendrick, man. To me, that was my favorite part of the performance. I know certain people didn't like that, didn't care for that part, but I thought this was the best part, man. And I think they executed it right, man. I think it was the perfect vibe for the Super Bowl being in LA. Now, I wouldn't say, hey, they need to do a Super Bowl. They need to do a hip hop halftime show every Super Bowl. I think it definitely got to make sense. And I think this was perfect with it being in LA. So, we not from LA, so it don't really get to my heart as much. But just imagine being somebody that grew up in LA and seeing, the people, doing the sea walk in the Dickies and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So I think that was huge for it to be on this big of a platform like that. So I don't know where the Super Bowl is going to be next year, but I think depending on what city, I think they need to be kind of selective on, when to do a hip hop thing like this. So if it was like Atlanta, let's say they had the Super Bowl in Atlanta, I think it would be a perfect moment to do like some Lil Jon, some, Usher, that kind of mixing in somewhat like this. Jermaine Dupri. But I really liked this, man. I enjoyed it. It was cool. I usually kind of get up and walk around during halftime. Mm-hmm. But this one, I was actually sitting there watching. I was trying to write down all the songs. I was trying to tweet a little bit. But it was really dope, man. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. For clarification, Super Bowl 57 will be in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't need no hip hop.
Yeah, it's gonna be some random. They're gonna have to overcorrect for this hip hop shit. So it's probably gonna be like Garth Brooks or some shit, man. I don't know. They're gonna go super white for the next one, probably. But
yeah, they're gonna be U2.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know because this was I think one of the highest Super Bowls in a while. The ratings were really good, and I'm sure that's for a lot of reasons. It being in LA. I mean, the teams weren't a huge attraction. I mean, LA don't really get up for the Rams like that. They barely even been there. And I mean, Cincinnati is a small place. So You know,
they wasn't expected to really get there.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the ratings were really good. I think the halftime show had a lot to do with it, man. Because I know a lot of people who did not give a shit about football at all, but said, I'm gonna watch that halftime show. So maybe the league take notes and they're like, okay, we need to get away from the fucking Aerosmith and shit and all these old ass, no fucking Maroon 5, no more of that bullshit.
Like, all right, let's bring Big Boy from Outkast out during the Maroon 5. That help.
Make the blackies happy.
Let's bring Missy Elliott out.
Yeah, so maybe they learn from this and say, hey, maybe we got to get more urban shit. Maybe we got to get something, from the past that a lot of people liked. And I don't know. I have no idea who they will go to next. I would rather the next hip hop act be a solo act and not like 5 legends mushed into one. But hey, somebody had to break the door down, so it's respect to them. Eminem and Kendrick could have done it on their own, I feel. But respect to them for breaking the door down. Hopefully this means more of this in the future. As far as the performance itself, I thought it was good, man. Like, I had a smile on my face for pretty much the whole thing. I enjoyed it. It was fun to see. I let the hater in me go for a while, and I was finally just in the moment enjoying it, man. And I watched it again, and I'm like, it was a good show. It was a good performance. There were things about it that bothered me. Kendrick was pussy for censoring himself, man. I'm sorry. Kendrick was pussy for deleting the po-po part. He was, man. I gotta say, like that was pussy of him. Like, dog. if Dr. J can say still not loving police, and now was okay, but we hate po-po. They want to kill us down the street for show. That man.
Yeah.
he was pussy for that. Because dog, he's Kendrick. I could see Drake censoring something like that, but Kendrick is supposed to be like that young, rebellious, don't give a fuck hip hop personality.
Now I wonder if, because obviously they probably had to talk to somebody to peep everything out. Do you think it's a possibility that they were cool with Dr. Dre saying still not loving police?
Yeah.
And Kendra's verse, they probably was like, nah, we need to take that out, or you can't do this song.
No, that's exactly what happened. Dr. Dre did a interview with TMZ, and they asked him about it. Like, did they ask you to censor anything, or because there was confusion about Eminem's kneeling right after it happened, or before it happened even. Apparently, there was a story circulating that the NFL asked Eminem not to kneel during the performance, but he did it anyway, like as a rebellious act to stand with Colin Kaepernick and other affected minorities. But then it came out later on that the NFL actually knew about it and they were okay with it. So,
and side note, I ain't even see him kneel the first time.
I didn't even notice that's what he was doing.
If I wasn't on social media, I probably wouldn't even realize it, man, because I seen social media. I'm like, did he? I had to, go back and look, but I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it was done in a way that I didn't even realize that's what he was doing. I just thought that was just how he ended it. Like Mary J. Blige falling down after she did her song made no sense either. But that's just what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hanging upside down made no sense. Yeah, I know he did it for the video, but that was 20 years ago. So I just thought they were just doing shit. I didn't know he was kneeling as a sign of protest or whatever.
Yeah.
But apparently that's what he meant by it. And it was very cheesy. I don't know if that was his team trying to put out, hey, make sure they know that the NFL said not to do this, so they know I'm being rebellious. And like, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I got to get this out, man. Eminem has been desperate to be in the good graces of black people for a while now, man. I got to say, dog, that Eminem, that BET freestyle he did, remember in the parking lot with a bunch of black people?
Yeah, he was
talking shit about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump didn't even care.
Yeah.
Donald Trump responded to everybody who talks shit. And he put ASAP Rocky in a tweet. He called out Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, LeBron.
LeBron. But he had nothing to say to Eminem. And that entire thing was embarrassing for Eminem. But I feel like he's kind of been desperate to get that attention. Like, Eminem's still super popular. He can drop a surprise album tomorrow, and it will probably be like number 1 or 2 in the Billboard out of nowhere with no promotion or anything. That's just how popular he is. But he wants to be like in good graces with black people again, man. So he does these things, and it comes off as kind of cheesy. The kneeling thing was, man, nobody like what was that supposed to symbolize? During a halftime show, like the point was that it happened during a national anthem. You're supposed to be. Maybe if he did it on top of an American flag, I would get that. But he just kneeled down during the song.
It's kind of like people don't really understand that kneeling is just a prop.
Yes,
it have nothing to do with it's trying to show respect a little bit, but it's not like, hey, let's kneel anywhere. People know what this means. It's not really that. It's refusing to stand, right?
Yes.
It's refusing, because remember, Colin Kaepernick was sitting down.
Yeah, at first he talked to a military guy, and he said it would be better if you just kneeled.
More respect if you kneel. Yeah. So it's not like kneeling is for, to help black people, inequality and all that shit. He just did that so it can show a little more respect for the troops, and saying this is not about the military. So I just don't understand how that's the other part that I know we ain't got to go through all of this shit. We talked about this shit like 5 years ago, but this the part that bothered me is like, why are y'all so upset about the kneeling part? Like, people was just so, focused on that part. It's like, who give a fuck about the kneeling part? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just don't understand, I mean, maybe he wanted to get it off. Maybe he just felt better in his heart to do that. I don't know.
He wanted people to say, wow, look at our ally here, Eminem. Maybe I was wrong about his music being garbage. Look, he's on the side. Like, we know you fuck with black people, Eminem. You put on some shitty rappers just because they were your friends back in the day in Detroit. So, like, we know, but things like this, I don't know, man. It just came off as cheesy. I'm sure his intentions were good. I'm sure like he understands what these things mean for black people. But his attempt at trying to show solidarity and allyship was completely contrived and corny. He did not need to do it. And the leaked story about the NFL not wanting him to do it, but he did it anyway, was clearly something put out by him or his team.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Yeah, and two, this is kind of troublesome because it's like, damn, are you out? Is he outside? Because it seemed like this is something you probably would have done back in 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. But I think a lot of people are past kneeling.
Like Jay-Z said, and the niggas killed him for that.
Yeah. but you don't. That's not really a topic right now, man. And still to this day, nobody talked about it after he did it. So I just don't really understand it, man. We haven't talked about that since 2020. And it's like, damn, bro, we kind of, looking elsewhere, right? Like,
it became corny when the owners started doing it, when Jerry Jones turned it into a photo op, when people were doing it just to do it without any kind of meaning behind it. Like, it's been played out, dog. Nobody kneels for the anthem anymore. And it's not just because they don't believe that America has a racial, history and abuses and people in power who are racist. The same problems exist now, but kneeling is a played out way to show it.
Yeah.
So,
I think the thing is, I think we all having a conversation, because I think from the beginning, Kaepernick wanted to have the conversation. And nobody was really talking about it like that. Well, I think we've been talking about it for like 2 years now. Yeah. So it's not like, hey, hey, we need to talk about racial equality. Yeah. Like, we've been talking about that for a long time, man. So I think people are over the kneeling part. Like, we're having the conversation. It's not like people don't trying to sweep it under the rug or not really wanting to talk about it. We've been talking about it for a long time. So I think you could start the conversation again in a tweet or something or interview. You don't have to kneel. You know what I mean? Or you could just flat out say, hey, black people are being done wrong in this country. You know, it's other ways you could do it.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And it just that once I realized that's what he was doing, it annoyed me. But that aside, it didn't sour the halftime show for me, man. It was still a good show. Like, it was good to see, because even in my era, we would never, growing up, hip hop was bigger than it had ever been in the early 90s. But we still never thought, we'd have Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever pictured that back in like 94, 95, man. So it was good to see. And yeah, they broke the door down. Hopefully more opportunities like that come in the future. We have better halftime shows that people actually want to stick around and watch, and not just, the weekend shit was, I already forgot about that weekend halftime show.
Yeah,
man.
It was very
that was the most forgettable halftime show of all time, maybe.
It was. I think for the simple fact that it's a current artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so he playing a lot of current music. So it's like, okay, that's cool. All right. And then that's it. Like, gone, forgotten.
Yeah. I until I saw some pictures of it before the halftime show, I forgot he even did the halftime show. And in his last album, Flop. So yeah, it ain't been, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got that stimulus package from the Super Bowl, but yeah, man. All in all, good show. And yeah, lived up to expectation, I would say. People call 50 Cent fat, which I think was kind of unfair. Like, man, he's 46 years old, dog. Come on, man.
People was comparing the video to him now. It's like,
yes.
That video was 20 years ago, man.
Yes, let's look at you from 2001 and you in 2020. 2022. And see how you look. So
people, I mean, I know Twitter gonna joke and all that shit, but I'm like, man, this dude still be in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it. It ain't like he overweight or some shit. Like, he was just show the video of him in the gym. He just ain't small and cut like he was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, and he also lives in Houston now. He's actually going to be at Specs on Bissonnet this weekend. So,
if
any of y'all want to see 50 Cent, he going to be there. But yeah, he lives in Houston now, man. So he eating good. I think the issue came is because they had this motherfucker Dwayne The Rock Johnson doing the whole little pregame show. He's 49.
I meant to ask you about that, man. How did you feel when you first saw him? Saw the camera pan to him?
I was like, oh no.
It looked like it was an episode of WWE. Like he was in the ring.
Finally.
Remember when you used to watch wrestling and it'd be a commercial and then flip to The Rock and backstage and everybody started screaming and hollering and he's sitting there like, finally, The Rock.
Man.
Yeah.
Dog, it reminded me of the XFL because they actually had his ass go out there. I think it was the first game of the XFL too. They had The Rock go out there and cut a promo about the XFL starting. And I felt like, is this the XFL part 2? What is Dwayne with his fucking comically small waist and comically huge fucking chest and biceps doing out here, man? But yeah, that did make 50 Cent look kind of worse in retrospect because he's 49 and he looks like that. So yeah, when you see 50 Cent at 46 look like that, people, I guess, have unrealistic expectations of what your mid-40s looks like. But The Rock is on roids, so don't be comparing.
Yeah, how did you feel about when you seen The Rock though? How you feel about
this clout chasing asshole? Of course he's gonna be in a Super Bowl. Look at this fool, man. And the funny thing is, like, I was a fan of The Rock when he was wrestling. I was happy to see him do movies and shit. But this fool is just a clout chasing asshole, man. Like he always got to be in the mix of something. He always got to talk about his same. Oh, I had $7 growing up. Like motherfucker, your dad was a famous wrestler, and you had an easy way into the WWE. He worked for everything he had. Don't get me wrong. He's probably the hardest working man in America. He does 15 movies at the same time, and he works out every single day. But still, like I don't know, this dude's just cheesing to me now, man. Like this goofy ass character he got going on now. I'm tired of seeing him in everything. I'm tired of seeing him being a clout chasing type of dude who got a comment. I don't know. He's kind of like LeBron. I feel like The Rock is a lot like LeBron. How LeBron, he always got to make himself part of the discussion. Like how when the Rams won, LeBron wants to do a joint parade with the Lakers and the Dodgers. Like that's like The Rock, man. Like The Rock always got to bring himself into some kind of conversation. He's doing MMA movies now, so he got to talk about like he always just got to be in the mix, man.
Yeah,
pumping his shitty tequila. Like I'm sick of him, man. I'm sick of this dude, dog. He's just everywhere you look. This fool is on the TV screen or on the movie screen. Like, man, give it a rest. Your movies are ass.
Do you feel like his movie career and the clout chasing shit he do kind of fucked up his image a little bit?
No, not at all. Like most people like him, man. Like I'm the outlier that don't like him. I feel like most people actually really like The Rock. But yeah, I just get tired of him, man. I get tired of these cheesy, like every event he got to be promoting his liquor and talking about, he was teasing about, hey, maybe I'll play any at XFL. Like you would not pass a drug test, number one, so don't even start. But like just things like that annoy me. And like I said, I was a huge fan of The Rock growing up, but just he seems to be everywhere, and his movies stink. I wish they were good, but they aren't. And it's just he aims to be the most inoffensive person ever. Every interview you see him in, he gives the most generic ass, boring ass answers because he probably wants to run for president one day. So he tries to be as politically neutral on everything as possible.
Yeah.
And it's super annoying, man. He also gets really upset when movies flop and he thinks it's everybody else's fault. Like people shitted on one. I think Jumanji, people shitted on it, and he got really upset. He was responding to people in the Instagram comments. Like,
damn. I ain't know that.
Yeah, he got really upset about that. And it's like, man, so yeah. He's corny to me, but no, I think a lot of people still like him, man. I think he's gonna come out to WWE pretty soon and fight his cousin Roman Reigns, who's super hot over there as well. And then he'll leave and do movies too, and we'll have two fucking corny clout chasers in Hollywood, and it'll never end.
Yeah, that's like the wrestling, I guess, goals as a WWE wrestler. It's like because we seen it with John Cena. Like he tried to be that one guy.
Batista too.
Batista, yeah. You've seen a whole bunch of people, and then they leave and do movies, and they can't be nothing but a fucking sheriff or some bullshit because they're so goddamn cocky. Like, how many times The Rock had to play some type of security guard or sheriff or some shit?
It'd be funny when he's like they try to Arnold Schwarzenegger him when he's like, okay, he's an archaeologist. Like, get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, all right.
Yeah.
So but where was I? Oh yeah, the Rock was whatever. I mean, it was whatever, man. I'm just not surprised he did it. I think he was posting stuff before the game too, so I knew something was coming. So it was.
The only thing I wish he could have dropped in a candy ass or some shit.
Oh yeah, no,
I would have been hyped in.
Like, they wouldn't let him do that. They just let him borrow just enough that he wouldn't get sued by the WWE.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm sure there's certain things he could not say about The Rock. I think he's actually able to use the name The Rock. They work something out contractually, but I'm sure he can't use certain catchphrases or things. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but It was what it was, man. I'm not surprised this fool went out there and cut a promo though. It's like fucking whatever. Other things that happened this week. We have got to talk about the also long awaited Kanye West documentary. Part 1 just dropped on Netflix. It's called Genius. It is a documentary shot by one of Kanye's closest friends, Cudi. Not Kid Cudi, it's Cudi, or I think it's Cudi, how you pronounce it.
Cudi, yeah, Cudi.
Cudi, yeah. And yeah, it's about an hour and 30 minutes long, longer than I thought it would be for a 3-parter. But yeah, it basically chronicles Kanye pretty much right after he moved from Chicago to New York. And he had just did some beats for Jay-Z for the Blueprint. He was just starting to get his name out there as a producer, and he is chasing his rap dream in this. And you see him at a young age. There's a lot of rappers from that time in there. Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Scarface is in it as well. A lot of footage we've seen before but didn't know the context for. You will see the context in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is basically chronicling him trying to get a deal as a rapper while everybody is kind of just seeing him as a producer, and he's trying to break out of that mold. So with that being said, Figgy, I know you've seen most of it. What were your thoughts of Genius Part 1 on Netflix?
I liked it a lot, man, for the simple fact that I could tell this was genuine. It wasn't like Kanye was, this wasn't like Kanye making an album and he got all of his hands on it. You could tell this was super early on, and I don't know, when you watch this, you could tell Kanye was like, I can't sit here and say Kanye changed. You can see a lot of people and say, oh, he was nice then, but now he's an asshole, or he's just so arrogant. He was arrogant then. He was super arrogant. And because the way people was turning him down, you would have thought maybe he shouldn't rap. Maybe he like, maybe I'm not that good. So and so didn't believe. But he was walking around like, yeah, I do beats too, but no, check this shit out right here. And it's like, damn, like he was like super cocky, like he knew the shit was hot. And that's exactly how he is now, man. So it's not even surprising. Then it was, looking at the old videos, it wasn't like, damn, I can't wait till maybe I hope I get on one day, or I hope I get. He was just knew he was about to get signed. He was just trying to, make it happen now. And it was kind of a good feeling. It was a little motivating a little bit, because it's like, damn, this dude actually came from somewhere. Because a lot of artists you see, musicians, actors, actresses, they came from a wealthy family. And him, you could tell he was, he kind of came from the struggle. And how he just, picked up and moved to New York, and going into these, label offices and stuff like that. So it was a little motivating, man. It's good to see this type of Kanye. This is it was really cool. I kind of teared up a little bit when I seen Mama Donda.
Yeah, no, that was a really good scene.
Yeah, I was just like, oh damn, like you could tell that was his, that was his love. And it made sense why he made the song Dear Mama and stuff like that. Or Hey Mama. Yeah, I really enjoyed this a lot. My wife, she watched it with me. She's not a Kanye fan at all. She can't stand him. And she never cared for his music. And she actually enjoyed it. she was actually into it. And I think the more people that see this, maybe they could, understand Kanye a little more and probably respect him a little more, because now I feel like it's a little low hanging fruit, because it's like, oh, he's with Kim Kardashian, and oh, Kanye's just a diva. Kanye just this. So it's easy to, pick out the shit that he does now that he's a fucking superstar. But, when you see stuff like this, it kind of make you respect him a little more, to me. I always respected Kanye, but seeing this, it's like, damn, this was like a super talented dude that was just trying to get his chance. And I think it was super dope. I found it funny seeing on Twitter how Jay-Z became like this bad person.
Yeah, public enemy number one now.
Yeah, that didn't want him. Didn't really care for his music. Didn't want to sign him and wanted to keep him down and all that stuff. I thought it was kind of look. A lot of people miss good talent, man. Sometimes you don't see it in that moment. I'm sure if he had any idea Kanye was going to be how he is now, he probably would have been signed him and probably put him in front. But you had no idea.
It was 2002, man. Rap was not that. There's no reason to believe Kanye was going to pop off in 2002 with how rap was.
Yeah, you had no idea, man. So I can't, I think the joke's funny, but I'm not looking at Jay-Z like he a fucked up person because, he missed a lot of he signed Old Dirty Bastard to Rockefeller, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't work out right. He signed MOP at some point. That didn't really work out right. So, he had a vision. I just think nobody saw Kanye. Everybody saw him as a producer. And somebody made some cool songs and stuff, but nobody knew his career would be like this. So, yeah, but outside of that, man, I enjoyed it so far. I think it's 3. Is it 3 parts?
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 parts.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this a lot, man. I like seeing people that are great like this. I like seeing their documentaries. That's kind of where I guess that had nothing to do with them. I don't want Kanye having his hand in it and trying to do this, trying to do that. And I like genuine documentaries where the artists don't have nothing to do with it because it kind of show their true self instead of, being all doctored up and, no, I'll take this. I don't want this to look like the NWA movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed this about it. And it's kind of motivating, man. I know right now it's a different day, different age. So we can't just walk into a record label and say, here, play my song. Those days are over. But it was very motivating, man. This dude, a lot of people told him, nah, just stick to producing. And this dude said, nah, he kept going out and doing this thing. He pretty much had his album ready. So I like it, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, I agree. I'll admit I didn't know what this documentary was going to be really going into it. I didn't really watch a whole lot of the pre-release stuff or trailers. I figured it was going to be like Kanye during the making of Donda, and then they were going to play like some clips from back in the day. I didn't know it was going to start and be just basically
strictly
2002. Yeah. I actually like that a lot, man. It's very rare to get video of that era or any era before. Like people take advantage of the fact that we got cell phones and everything now is being documented.
Yeah.
We're gonna instantly know looking back 20 years from now what life was like in 2022, 2022, or 2023 or 2021, because everything's being recorded. But back then, unless you were shooting a movie or something, nothing got recorded. So
it was only one of fucking 50 people that had a camcorder.
Yes, and you have to lug around this big ass camera and record, and you could only have so much space to do it before the tape ran out.
Yeah.
So for him to have the foresight to say, and credit goes to Coodie too, because for him to have the foresight to say, hey, I know this guy is going to be great. I should document this. And then uproot his whole life, move to New York, and then just start recording this guy in every part of his life. That's a lot of faith, man. And that's he saw the vision clearly. And we're all like, imagine if he didn't do this. We wouldn't have no record of this era of Kanye's life. Like, yeah, he's rapped about it. But, you know, he says a lot of shit that he exaggerates about. So we wouldn't know if any of it was true. But now we did like everything he said basically at this time was true. People did shit on him. People did try to play him. People did only see him as a producer and not really want him to succeed as a rapper.
Yeah.
So, no, it's really good, man. I actually really surprised at how much I liked it. It was a great time capsule, especially if you're a hip hop fan, man. If you're a hip hop fan, you're gonna love this documentary, honestly. Like just seeing everybody at that time, seeing the inside of Rockefeller offices, which was a lot messier than I thought it would.
Yeah, it was not clean at all, man.
I thought it was gonna be like the way they rapped about Rockefeller and Rockefeller offices. I figured it was gonna be like some super tight knit, pristine, clean office. Like, dog, it looked like a radio station up in there, man. A bunch of posters and shit everywhere. It was kind of messy, man.
Yeah, but I figured it was messy after I heard Cameron talking about the office, how he I think it was Cameron, how they wanted some type of office or something for Dipset.
Yeah.
And they pretty much cleaned out a closet and made it into an office or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? How could you do something like that? Like, I thought that was wild. I'm like, damn. So they just moved some shit out of a little closet and took a desk and all that shit. I'm like, damn. And they fucking in the Carter or something.
Yeah, well, those offices were a mess, man. It looked like, I mean, it was what it was, but yeah, it was kind of a mess. But yeah, it was great to see these things, man. It was great to see young Dame Dash believing in Kanye. We didn't see a whole lot of Jay. Jay was kind of like a mysterious figure in the documentary. You know, Kanye talked about, you know, showing him Ace to the Izzo and all the other beats. He talked about that with his mother. And so, yeah, but he was like a mysterious figure that we only saw in the background, really, or in passing. And I thought that was kind of dope, actually.
Yeah, I don't want Jay-Z to be the main man,
exactly,
the main point in this. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good, man. It was great to see, you know, a lot of, and a few things look suspect to me now after seeing this. Like after seeing this, I don't like how Kanye talked about Talib on that Drink Champs. Yeah, I don't like it now, man, because Talib was one of the few people who believed in Kanye as a rapper back when nobody else did. They show footage of him and Mos Def, like, and he's, you know, they're jamming, he's rapping with them. And then Talib has a show. They were trying to get him signed to Rawkus, which was their label. And it didn't work out, but they were trying to get him signed to their label as a rapper. And then Talib has a show and he brings out Kanye to rap.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody from Rockefeller was doing that for him.
Yep.
But then he goes on Drink Champs just because he's mad that Talib shitted on him for the Trump stuff, which everybody shitted on him for the Trump stuff. And he said, I never liked how Talib rapped ever.
Yeah.
I don't like that now, man, because this is one of your day ones, man. This is somebody who believed in you. And you just gonna shit on and dog him out because of some shit that happened because of your political affiliation. So I don't like that now. But the documentary is really good. You said it was inspiring. It definitely is inspiring, man, because this is the guy, you see him and he looks delusional in the moment. He's in the middle of Times Square. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. And he's talking like, I don't know. I'm on MTV tonight. Like, I'm the shit. Y'all gonna know me soon.
Yeah,
and he looks like a crazy person.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I mentioned how he that scene when he was in the middle of Times Square. I'm like, damn, when was the last time Kanye was just in the middle of Times Square
and nobody cared?
Yeah, looking like a normal person. Like he could never do that again, man. And it was there. It was like fucking seeing Michael Jackson in Times Square just walking around as a normal person. Like that probably never happened, to be honest, since he's been famous since he was in the Jackson 5. But that was so weird to see, man. And to show you how high we think of Kanye at this point, or how high he is, where we was like, damn, he walking around Times Square looking like a regular person.
And nobody cared. Nobody knew who he was, man. And now he could not even dream of doing that. He would get mobbed instantly. So Like, yeah, man, it really true. Like, if you believe it, this really makes you think that if you believe it, you can achieve it, because you see him when he, is not nearly what he is now, but he knew he was going to get there. And he was going to do it by any means, man. So
just imagine you work at a radio station. I work at a radio station. Just imagine we sitting here and somebody randomly come in and say, "Hey, I want you to check out what I got going on and play it." They rap in front of you, and you like, okay, like, all right, yeah, that's not bad, man. That's cool. And then he go on down the hallway, and he played the music for them, and it's kind of like, what the fuck is this dude? Like it's not like a, hey, I need your opinion. It was like, hey, I got this new song. It's hot. Check me out, blah, 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 blah. It's like he knew this shit was hot. And it's like, somebody need to sign me. Who do I talk to? That was his whole way. Like, I don't have the confidence like that, man.
Yeah.
And he did. He had that confidence and still have that confidence, man. Like, I mean, it got bad to the point where he just get a regular white Gillen t-shirt and say, "Hey, this is the hottest thing ever." I mean, that's him.
$200 plus tax.
Yeah, he was doing the same shit. He was doing the same shit in this documentary, pretty much, but it was on a lower scale with his music. But yeah, man, I don't think he changed at all. he kind of, when you watch this doc, it's kind of like, oh, I kind of see, he still act the same. To be honest, he just rich.
No, 100%, man.
Yeah,
100%. And I'm gonna bring up that point that you just brought. You referred to, because there's a scene. It's going viral on social media now, where Kanye goes to Rockefeller offices. He plays "All Falls Down" for, I think, who was the marketing director of Rockefeller, who then later became like a president of Roc Nation, I think, after a while. But you can, and he plays it for somebody else too. And you can clearly see like they're not feeling it or don't really care about it or care for it. And Kanye kind of walks away looking a little embarrassed. He plays it. He's rapping like he believes that it's hot, like you said. And everybody else is kind of playing him or like, they're not giving any kind of reaction to it. And I see everybody talking about, and look, fair point. It's these people's jobs to recognize what's going to be the next hot thing in music. And they clearly failed there, because that was a huge hit for Kanye, and they got the first listen and they didn't know what the fuck it was. So clearly tells you that they're not the best at seeing where the future is headed in music. But also, I got to call out, man, most niggas don't know a song is hot unless they hear it hyped up. You know, imagine somebody just hit you up on the street and played you like Lil Baby before he became Lil Baby, played you Yes Indeed. You would probably be like, okay, it's all right. But then when you hear it on a much larger level, when everybody's hyping this new artist up, Lil Baby, then clearly the first time you listen to it, you're like, okay, this is hot. But most of us are followers, man. If you heard whatever hit is on the radio now, number one, when it was first being recorded and somebody just randomly came up to you and played it, you would not say this is the next big thing. You would probably be like, okay, it's cool. But you would not react like, okay, we got to get this out, man. This is the next shit. You got next. We don't see regular people like that, man. So all these people acting like, oh, if they played me All Falls Down, I would have went crazy. Man, no, you wouldn't have. You might have shitted on it.
And remember, this was 2002.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't a lot of shit like this around.
The song was unmastered. Like, it was a very rough sounding demo version.
And man. When people say that, it's kind of like, all right, man, because we actually talked about this on this podcast, how, shit hit different when you listen when you in the studio session. And because we all, we grade these songs qualified or PIP, and we giving it from a point of being a fan, what we like, what we don't like. But if we were in the studio as they were making these songs, let's say you wasn't a fan of the Migos album at all, If we were in the studio and they bumping this shit loud as fuck, it's crowded, women dancing, we might be like, oh shit, this shit hard. This is about to be the album of the year. We might, oh shit. But it don't hit, it don't hit the same when somebody that's unknown just playing some shit from a phone or a CD or something like that. So you honestly don't know. I think I don't really fault them for that when Kanye playing a song and they missed it, because first of all, they probably was doing something else and some random nigga just walk in the office format. Like, how many times somebody probably did that? They probably came across a whole bunch of artists, and then second, during that time, it was a certain formula. You look for somebody with a certain image. So you probably was looking at people like the artist you probably looking for is somebody that's a lyricist. So you're looking for probably somebody like a Joe Budden who could just rap all day long, who could just got bars, and you kind of groom them to make a club song or R&B song, something like that. What Kanye was playing was not like the traditional type of song. That was something that was, it wasn't a street song. It wasn't a love song. I don't even know what type of song it was. I can't even explain that. But it wasn't like that. This was 2002. Like, I wish I could just look up all the songs that was hot in 2002 to just kind of explain to people like, yeah, that probably, they probably didn't see the vision at that time. Maybe it was ahead of its time. So, yeah, man, I don't blame the people for that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like they, they were using his beats. Like if Jay-Z, all these different artists, they were using his beats. So I think they should have at least considered like, maybe let's try something. Let's try something. I think they could have at least stepped outside the box a little bit, because you already got the nigga here and he produces some bangers. So fuck it. Let's see what he could do with the album. Let's, he got an album already. Let's throw it out there and see what it do. And let's market them. Let's try to do something different. And they eventually did, but yeah.
No, I agree. Like, if you can sign Chris and Neef, you can sign Kanye West, man. Come on now.
Thierry Marie.
They giving people record deals like it was candy, dog. You couldn't take a chance. Like you said, they was using his beats. Half of Blueprint was Kanye beats. So why not just take a shot and see how it goes? At the very least, you got him in your studio and you can use his beats.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It was strange. But yeah, like I said, the documentary was very inspiring. I don't know what the future parts are going to be like, because this ends before he even drops his first album, before the car crash. So, and there's only 3 parts. So either part 2 and 3 are going to be 3 hours each, or they're going to be a lot of shit skipped.
Yeah.
Because they're not even at his first album yet. Part 1's over. So we will see how it goes, but I highly recommend it, man, especially if you're a hip hop head like we are. It's definitely worth a listen or worth a watch to see, everybody back in 2002. Seeing Mos Def just depresses me, man. He was supposed to be the GOAT, dog. Like, what the fuck happened to Mos Def, man? He was supposed to be the GOAT. He was supposed to be up there, man. He's supposed to be top 5 all time, dog. Seeing Mos Def in his prime rapping the words to one of his hardest verses, man. And it was just depressing to see. Like, oh, now this nigga Yasin Bey and don't make music no more. Ugh.
Yeah, he's still up there, man. I still like him, man. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's like one of those NBA players that should have been in the conversation, like a Tracy McGrady or something.
Yeah,
it's like, damn, Tracy's supposed to be the best. He's supposed to win the MVP. He was supposed to be this, and it just didn't happen.
Speaking of Tracy McGrady, how do you feel about them having the verses? I don't know what this is like. I just saw they were having a basketball versus where I guess they just gonna show highlights
against Allen Iverson
and T-Mac.
Yeah, no, I think they did it with was it DeAndre Hopkins and
yeah.
I ain't I see what they trying to do, but I'm not interested in this though. I see enough goddamn highlights.
Yeah,
all that shit. I don't need it. Yeah, I don't really care to see this. That's kind of strange. I don't like verses and stuff. I feel like that started from, that's a hip hop thing where, you can't, it started with rapping against each other and stuff like that. So playing music against somebody else's music, that kind of makes sense, right? To me, you don't see NBA players pulling up highlights like, oh, this highlight better than yours, or let's see who had the best crossover, or it just don't make sense. It seems too forced. I'm not feeling that.
I hate when these platforms have something good going and then they try to do too much extra. Like I feel the same way about the podcast I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall and Ocho Cinco and all them, and now they broke that whole thing up because it became like 15 different shows. They did a I Am NASCAR and I Am Woman with their wives talking shit. Like what?
Oh yeah,
we just wanted to see niggas from the league talk about the league.
Yeah,
guests from the league. That's all we wanted in this podcast, man. Same thing with verses.
I Am rappers.
We wanted to see producers and rappers go at it. Singers are okay. I don't want to see no fucking 50-year-old basketball players reliving their highlights on Instagram, man. We don't need that, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need that at all. I'm cool on that.
No, they're doing too much with this versus shit, man. But speaking of verses, we gotta talk about the latest one that I did not watch, but the Music Soul Child and Anthony Hamilton had a Valentine's Day weekend. A little controversy because apparently at first this was not going to be streamed on Instagram, and you're gonna have to pay for it via the Triller app or whatever. And people were upset. They were like, "Why now and why for this one? Is it suddenly costing money?" But then Swizz Beatz came to the rescue and said, "Sorry, y'all, I was out of town." But even though he had been promoting the shit,
he said, "I was out the country."
He said, "I was out the country, and that's why everything got messed up. But I'm back, and it's going to be on Instagram." So it was on Instagram like usual. Did you see any of this, and did you care to even check it out, man?
I seen some of it. I tuned in, and we talked about how they try to do too much. I tuned in at first, and it was like a DJ versus or something. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I'm like, nah, it's just too much promotion. It's kind of like, when you get on social media from the beginning, and it's cool, but then now they start putting ads in it and all this other bullshit. It's like, all right, man, like, I don't need to see all this. But I did tune back to it, and I actually put it on the big TV because I didn't realize how big of a fan my wife is.
Oh wow!
She was just like, "Oh shit, I forgot I was coming on." She was singing all the damn song, Anthony Hamilton too. So she told me, she said "F you" because I told her you wasn't really a fan. I told her you was like, who listened to Anthony Hamilton?
No, that's funny.
Clearly she do.
Shout out to Christina too. I saw she left the hard eyes on the stream, man. So
yeah. I wonder if she's still watching. But yeah. But anyway, she enjoyed it, man. I thought it was kind of cool. The only thing that irritated me with that was the whole setup, man. Because it was set up kind of like it was two rappers. Mm-hmm. They had a regular stage, and I'm tired of niggas, all these niggas, random niggas on the stage, man, sitting behind the DJ and all that bullshit. Like, no, like this is two R&B acts. Like, have a fucking throne chair or something. Have it where it's just them two. Like, why do you have to have all of these random ass niggas that nobody knows on the stage? And towards the very end, everybody just pretty much hopped on the stage and the stage was just full. I was just like, man, this is a fucking R&B concert, man. And I just didn't get it, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. But outside of that, it was cool.
Yeah, I'm shocked they had huge entourages being singers, man. Like, I understood the Lox and Dipset,
Yeah.
But I don't understand Anthony Hamilton and music have this whole crowd on stage for no reason. That's crazy.
Yeah, that part that kind of bothered me a little bit because it's like it's an R&B concert, man. Like, why is all these hood ass niggas on the stage like this? I was a little irritated.
Yeah, that's strange, man. That's strange, but yeah, hopefully, look, I guess Versus just not going to stop, despite me protesting that it needs to just end now. So hopefully, we get at least some good matchups coming up. Nicki Minaj mentioned that something might be in the works concerning her. So I don't know. We'll see. I would tune in for that if it was her and Lil Kim or something like that. But I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm starting to lose faith that they can ever top that Lox and Dipset Versus. So
I think they got some type of deal now. So
yeah, they got to think of something. They got the bag. So
that's why you see Tracy McGrady versus Allen Iverson highlight versus and all that shit. They got to come up with something.
Yeah, but like, who can we get to pay? who is bored enough that they'll actually do a versus? Who ain't got nothing going on career wise?
Let's do a classic rock music.
I'm sure it's coming, man. I'm sure it's coming.
Let's get Nirvana and fucking whoever goes with Nirvana, and
they gonna get NSYNC and Backstreet Boys minus Justin Timberlake because he ain't gonna do it. So it's gonna be like NSYNC without Justin Timberlake versus the Backstreet Boys.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I think it's coming, man. I think it's coming. Now we got to talk about this damn Fresh Prince reboot, man. You said you saw it. Yeah. I legit want to know what you think about it, man, because everybody's talking about it. Of course, we made our feelings known about this series when it was announced that it was unnecessary to use the Fresh Prince characters like this in a serious drama. But you know, it happened. It is now currently airing on Peacock. And I've seen good people reacting positively to it. I've heard people say it's actually really well done and interesting, and everybody who hated on it was wrong. And we are just hated on Black excellence. Same thing they wanted to say about Coming to America too. Anybody who shit on it was hating on Black excellence. So I do think this is probably better than that.
Oh, but, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Westbrook Studios, is that Russell Westbrook? Is he doing movies too? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I doubt that's Russell Westbrook. It'll be funny if it was. Yeah. So anyway, looking at this new Carlton is just cracking me up, man. He looked like what does he have in common with Carlton besides being named Carlton? Like these people don't even look remotely like they characters.
Yeah, it's two different characters.
Skinny Uncle Phil, like what is the point, man?
Yeah, Jeffrey is from Jamaica.
Yeah,
and it's funny. I might as well get into it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's I don't even want to call it a reboot because it's totally different, man. It's not the same thing. Same characters, same concept, but it's more in the drama role. So so Will Smith, this is more modern too. So it's not like back in the 90s. But you got a skinny Uncle Phil. You got Hillary, who's always on Instagram. And little shit like that. Carlton, he's not the lovable Carlton on the Fresh Prince. On this one, he's more of kind of, I don't want to call him a two-faced person, but he's more of the
I heard he's kind of like a villain in this one.
He's very hateable. Like I'm talking about some Tyreek hateable from Tyreek from Power hateable.
Yeah.
So he's more on drugs. He's kind of backstabbing a little bit to get what he want, that type of thing. And I guess if you watch the Fresh Prince, maybe Carlton is kind of like that, but in a lovable way. But this one is way more dark, man. And I feel like if you don't want to see Carlton in this way, I advise you not to watch this. But outside of all of that, man, I thought it wasn't bad at all. I thought it was actually pretty. It kind of sucked me in a little bit, where I'm like, damn, okay. And we kind of know how the story going in and all that stuff, but it's just really interesting how, you know, they're bringing up all of these certain issues that really goes on. And it's like, damn, like Fresh Prince was a funny show. And how did they make this into, you know, a serious role like that? Because if you look at the Fresh Prince, it looked like he got in one little fight and his mom got scared and he shipped him to Bel-Air. That's pretty much what it was. But in this one, it was a little more serious. Like, dude, like Will Smith damn near was about to catch a gun charge and shit. And he got, you know, his mom sent him out to LA pretty much. And it's like trying to find his way. He this awkward kid, you know, in a different place and under a bougie family a little bit. So it's really interesting to me. I think if you've seen the show All American, it's kind of the same thing, but it's more souped up and more grittier than All American. All American is, a lot of people like All American, but it's super cheesy, man. It's cliche. It's super cheesy. It's like this troubled young kid go to live with his coach at this great school, and this kid is the star of the school, and you know he just trying to find his way and all this other bullshit, and you know his troubled past keep coming to catch up to him, and he just want to play ball, all this other bullshit. It's kind of like that, but it's a little more grittier. So yeah, I don't think it's bad at all, man. I actually think, like, I know you disagree with it before, but the person who actually made the trailer, the young cat that made the trailer, I thought it was kind of creative. I didn't want to make a whole show about it, but I thought it was kind of creative. If I was sitting around and I'm like, how would it be if the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was dark and a drama? So I thought that was kind of creative because I ain't really think about it like that, because usually, you know, they was teasing a Fresh Prince reboot for years. And we were like, hell no, because who gonna play Will Smith? Who gonna play Uncle Phil? And, you know, it got to be somebody funny and all that shit. And it, you know, you obviously can't do that. I mean, you can't remake the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's sitcom. But it was actually pretty good, man. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I can do 2 or 3 seasons of it, but I thought it was pretty good. It's just a little dark for me, man. I don't want to see Carlton sniffing anything. I want to see Carlton getting in trouble and scheming on people and doing fucked up shit to his own cousin. Like, you've seen the Fresh Prince a bunch of times, and you see how they kind of fuck around with each other a little bit, and how they crack jokes on each other and do all this, tell on each other. This was like times 10, man. Like, motherfucker, I guess Carlton, I guess he made a call and had somebody slip some drugs in Will's bag at one point. And he got caught with it, and Will ain't know what was going, like little shit like that to try to get him in trouble. It's just like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. You doing that to your own cousin? So it was a little rough. It was a little hard on me, man. Like, I watched the first 3 episodes already, but at the time I watched only 2. And the second episode ended like that. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, man, I can't go to bed like this. I'm like, I gotta watch the real Fresh Prince to get this fucking laughs out or some shit. But outside of that, man, I thought it was a pretty good show, man. And I feel like from how it started, where it came from, I felt like they did a good job. It just don't look cheesy at all. You know, sometimes, you know, we look at the production and you could tell it was rushed. Yeah. And all this other stuff. Like, you know, Coming to America, I don't care what y'all say. That shit looked rushed. It looked like a money grab. It looked like people ain't really want to be there. It didn't look like they took their time to do something. This one, it at least looked like they, you know, thought more into it instead of just making a sequel. and just, call in a day. So yeah, I thought it wasn't that bad. I still cringe a little bit because I'm a big fan of Fresh Prince. And I'm just like, man, why is Jeffrey why is he from Jamaica, man? And and Jeffrey is not like just the typical butler in this one. It's like he Uncle Phil's right-hand man. Like, I don't know if they got some dirt together or what, but he seemed like a dude that been through a lot of shit, and he like his, right-hand guy, that his right-hand shooter, pretty much. That's the kind of vibe Jeffrey is on this. So it's not like the Jeffrey Butler in Fresh Prince. This one, he like a real G. So it's kind of interesting, but I think you should check it out just to see.
Nah,
you ain't gonna do it.
I mean, I don't know, man. I might if I get bored enough. Like, I might just do it for the podcast, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm just conceptually against it. Like, look, I'm not mad. Like, I'm happy to show people are enjoying the show. Like, fuck it. I didn't want it to be made, but now that it's out there, it's too late now. So I'm like, fuck it. I hope it lasts 100 seasons. I hope the cast keeps getting work, and I hope people enjoy it. I hope it's good. Like, since it's already out there, it's already, exists. Like, I feel the same way about the Cowboy Bebop Netflix show. How one of my favorite animes, Cowboy Bebop, they made it into a live action show. I was very much against it because I thought it was a cheesy thing to do, to make a cartoon a real thing with real people and act like it's a real TV show. But once it was made, I'm like, okay, I hope it's good. I'm not going to watch it, but, I hope people enjoy it because fuck it already exists now. Like, I hope this show is good and keeps being good. It's just, I just think it's ridiculous that they tried to spin the Fresh Prince like this and make it a drama. But whatever. I mean, I might give it a shot, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. It's got, if I keep hearing good things about it, I might go ahead and give it a shot, but I don't know.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about, man, I don't want this to become a trend.
It's too late. Now they're successful. I told you, man, a different world is coming next.
Yeah.
World's gonna be next.
Yeah, I don't need that, man. I felt like this was kind of cool and Will Smith jumped on board, but I don't want to see Family Matters in the drama in the streets of Chicago and fucking Steve Urkel listening to drill music and all that bullshit. I don't need to see a different world where, struggles of being at a HBCU and, and Philly and all this other shit. Like, we don't need to see that. I feel like it would be better for them to just make a show about being at a college and make it a drama. We don't have to we don't need to see fucking Dwayne and
Whitley, man. We gotta have now. We doing it.
I know. We don't need to see that, man. It's just I just hope it's not like that. I want to see Martin as a drama.
No, they can't do Martin without Martin. That's one thing they're not gonna do. But nah, dog, it's already too late. Now that once one thing is successful, we gonna see a ton of copycats. And now that I think the ratings on this are probably pretty good. This is all we're gonna see. We're gonna see a serious Full House. They already tried to bring Full House back, and I don't think it really worked out. But now Bob Saget.
It was actually, to be honest, I think it actually worked out. I didn't realize. So they brought it back on Netflix. It was like 5 seasons. I'm like, damn. Yeah, so because I remember I watched the first one. I watched it with my little niece or whatever, but I ain't really think nothing of it. But I'm like, damn, it was like 4 or 5 seasons. I'm like, fuck, that shit must have been really good because I think Full House got like a little fan base.
Yeah, I mean, the problem was that they brought it back like a sitcom, but I think the next one will be a serious drama with gay men living with some daughters and shit. And this gonna be their whole story. RIP to Bob Saget. Dog, this Bob Saget story sidebar is kind of crazy now, man.
Yeah.
My conspiracy senses are tingling now.
Oh, they tried to buy NBC.
I don't know, man. Maybe he was trying to buy something. Maybe he was trying to buy Comedy Central. Because dog. Yeah. So apparently originally they ruled that his death was accidental. Even though he fractured his skull and his brain bled, and that's how he died. But some more information was released, and it basically said that like his brain was hit so hard, like the injuries were so bad, like his eye sockets were cracked.
Damn.
And his skull took so much damage, it was like somebody hit him with a baseball bat, or he fell 20 to 30 stories onto his head.
Damn.
Like that's how bad his injuries were. And they said he accidentally, the police, I guess, thought he fell on a headboard. Damn. And now they're saying, because they looked at the rooms that the hotel offers that he slept in, and they don't even have headboards.
Shit, man.
So it's like, but this dude was tucked in bed when they found him, and he had this massive head injury that killed him. And somehow he was able to go to sleep with this massive head injury and just died. And now the family is suing to protect and prevent the some further medical information to be released. So now whatever else they found out from this investigation, we're not going to find out unless they announce something.
Damn.
So what is going on here, man?
Yeah. So he got like an expensive insurance policy or something?
I don't know, man.
Especially if the family don't want no more stuff to get out there.
Yep.
I wonder, like, what the fuck? Like, how's this shit getting out here? This is gonna fuck up our money.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The whole story is strange, man. Because like I think everybody assumed it was drugs at first, but then they said his system was clean. He hadn't been taking anything. And then this whole head injury thing came up. And now, I don't know, man. My conspiracy senses are tingling. I think we got a new Jeffrey Epstein thing here, man. What's really going on? Who killed Bob Saget? C-Tab, I know you feel me, man. He said, I find that hard to believe. I've never heard anyone dying that way. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Oh, damn, we lost Rocket. Damn. Rocket, if you're listening, hop back on with us. But yeah, man, that's crazy, man. I ain't never heard that yet. Let's bring Rocket back.
Sorry about that, man. I pressed the button and it said log in.
Got a little too excited, man.
Yeah, the government's trying to censor me. See, I'm speaking the truth.
I know.
They're trying to shut
me watch your back, man.
I do. I actually have a headboard, man, so I gotta watch out. I gotta watch out.
I'm like, Ryan had a serious head injury when he passed. Like, what the fuck?
Nah, man, I'm gonna keep cameras on me, man. You gonna know if some foul play is afoot. But nah, man, dog, that's seriously weird, man. I'm starting to worry about this Bob Saget story, man. It's looking like somebody executed a hit.
Yeah,
I don't know, but we'll see. We'll keep y'all updated on the new developments going on there. Other things that happened. Oh yeah, Kodak Black got shot in Los Angeles before the Super Bowl. And apparently he has been spotted with a walker. I don't know where he got shot, but yeah, I saw the video of the shooting. I didn't see him himself get shot because it was like in a crowd and shit, but I did see a video where there's an altercation. And you see, of course, clearly Kodak Black's hair because it's very distinct.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if it was a robbery attempt or what happened, but apparently he got shot and he is okay, apparently, but he has been seen with the walker. So yeah.
Yeah. Prayers to Kodak Black. Man, it's been going down in LA, man.
Yeah.
It's not safe for rappers or anybody to go out there, man. I was a little worried about Super Bowl weekend. Because, you know, a lot of celebrities, a lot of rappers going out there. And yeah, it's very unfortunate. I don't know what's going on, man, but it seems like a lot of these rappers are getting shot when they go out to LA.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised it wasn't a lot worse over Super Bowl weekend, man, because LA people stunting. I know Drake had a show, Future was there. You see the video of Russell Wilson and Sierra walking out when he gets on stage. I'm like, damn, it must suck to have an ex that's like super popular and y'all always around the same places. Because think about it, like I'm sure they. I mean, he in the NFL, so any sports related place he go, he ain't gonna see Future. But any like rap show, there's always a chance.
But even his music is always around.
Yeah,
you always gonna hear his music somehow. I don't know if he listen to rap, but
Pushin' P is everywhere, and Future's on that. So imagine them getting upset when they hear Future's name or Future.
Yeah,
Pushin' P.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know. It's funny because we actually had this conversation before, not us, but in general, we had a conversation about I guess who would you want your ex to, who would you be cool with your ex being with? That's a celebrity type thing. Because Nick Cannon, breaking news, he having another baby.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is with Johnny Manziel's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, like she with somebody like Nick Cannon, like, oh shit. So it's like, damn, who would you be fine with? And I said, I would not be fine with my wife or ex-wife to be with any rapper. Like, I just can't, because I'm such a fan of rap music. I listen to rap all the time. So I can't imagine my ex being with a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
And I might fucking like that rapper. What if it was like Future or Gucci or somebody like that?
Or Drake, even worse.
Or Drake. Yeah, it's like, damn. Like,
escape a Drake song.
Yeah, so it's like, damn, like I actually like this artist. Now I can't fucking listen to this artist now because she with him. It's like, fuck. So that, I think that got to suck for Russell Wilson, man.
Yeah, imagine hearing you get subliminally dissed in a song that's like number one around the country.
Yeah, just imagine being Ciara in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, like my baby daddy is still out here hot in these streets, and that's all you hear whenever you go somewhere. So I can't even like be in my own little world because people always gonna bring up Future. People always, I ain't bigger than him, so people always gonna, Ciara, Future. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what happens when you in this celebrity entertainer culture. You always run the risk that, hey, if things don't work out, y'all gonna be running the same circle.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna see each other, and it's gonna be awkward. But yeah, it is what it is. And I think it was kind of immature for them to leave because of that. Like Future wasn't gonna be on forever. Like he just came out to do a little quick guest spot on Drake's show. And he left. Yeah, it's kind of mature to just leave. I'm
kind of wondering, like, did they have any deeper problems outside of just breaking up, and maybe kids situation, something like that? Because it's like, I would, like, is it that deep that they got to leave? Where it's like, oh, he's here, got to leave. It ain't like it's a Kanye West and Kim Kardashian situation where shit might go off the hooks. Like, I'm sure he probably ain't give a shit. I don't think so. Maybe I don't know him, but I don't think it was gonna go off the rails or something if they would have stayed in there.
Yeah, but Ciara has always been weird about Future. I'm not gonna say it's weird because we don't know the background details of it. It could be a lot worse, but like even when she was hosting things, I think she hosted something on BET, and then Future's name came up, and she wouldn't even say his name. Like there's some deep beef between them, man. I think some things happen behind the scenes, probably. I'm not sure, but yeah, she does not fuck with Future in any way, shape, or form. And so yeah, I don't know, man.
Do you think that couple was kind of a weird couple?
Yes, 100%. Definitely.
Look at the people Future dated afterwards. I'm not saying they're artists or anything like that. A lot of Instagram models.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, damn, Lori Harvey, she looked good, but I don't even know what she do. But all of these different type of women, and then it's like Ciara. So it's like, damn, like Ciara was a hot commodity out here, man. And that's the one he had a baby with. So I feel like that was kind of strange a little bit.
Yeah, and I also feel like they're nothing alike.
Yeah,
I don't think anything about them. I think Future might have, and that's I think what Future is alluded to. Like He said they try to make me Hollywood, like, and people said that about Ciara too when she was around. Like, she was too Hollywood for him, and he was just not that kind of person. But he was trying to be that kind of person. That's why his music at that time was kind of whack. And then when he broke up with her, he went on his legendary run of all those mixtapes and albums. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It was a weird couple, though. I always thought that was a weird. I mean, Future and Ciara was just random as hell, but hey, that's Hollywood, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Russell and Ciara are happy now. So
yeah,
they're the textbook corny nigga with the fine bitch.
yeah, she got her hood nigga with the baby.
Yeah.
So she good. She living her dream now, man.
Yeah. People making songs about her. Ciara's prayer. So everybody want a Russell Wilson now, man. See, they tired of these futures, these toxic men. What else? We did mention Kanye dropping his next album, Donda 2, on this $200 stem player. Are you gonna pay $200 to hear Donda 2, Figgy?
No. Will it be on there on the day of release? That's the big question too.
Like, there's no way Def Jam's going to allow this. There's no chance that they're actually going to do this, I feel. But it is strange. He did mention something about how artists only get paid a certain percentage of, from streaming service, which everybody knows and agrees with. But I don't think this is the answer. Like, if you want to sell, like, there are places, Bandcamp, there are places you can sell your album. People have to buy it to listen to it. Nobody's going to want to buy this $200 piece of shit to listen to your album, man. Like, it's not going to happen, dog. I mean, actually, no, I can't say that because people definitely will. If they pay $200 for a Gildan t-shirt with a shitty graphic on it, then they definitely going to pay $200 for a Donda 2. But no reasonable person should.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
I like the idea of making something exclusive and selling it like this. Like, say what you want about the Wu-Tang album. Like, I thought that was a cool idea to make one. And they was a little ahead of the time, too, with the NFT shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's pretty popular. But if Kanye was to make Donda 2 only one of them, and he said, I'm selling this, it'd probably be more than $200. But
oh, yeah.
But I'm selling this only exclusive. This is as much as I'm making, and that's it. Like, I would totally understand it. I don't know if I probably wouldn't get it, to be honest, but I will understand it. But for him to do this and then it's going to be out on everywhere anyway, I just think that's crazy, man. It's no point doing all that. I'm not with that. I just wait. I still shit. Donda 1 was long.
Yeah,
I might as well fucking just go back to that.
So the deluxe version, yep.
Yeah, so I ain't about to spend $200 for this, and then I'll be disappointed. Like, nah, I'm cool.
You know what else I meant to mention during the whole discussion about Kanye's documentary? It really sucks that he is going on this mental illness tirade, man, because this could have been the beginning of like the redemption story for Kanye. Yep. Kanye looked really relatable in that documentary. The first time in a long time he's looked relatable to anybody, and this could have been like the beginning of the redemption. Him saying, hey, y'all, I know I'm sorry for the Trump stuff. I'm sorry for the MAGA stuff. That was just me going through things. But here, I'm making this new spiritual album to uplift the people. This could have been like, if he wanted to run for president again, this would have been a better way to do it with the documentary coming out. I'm not saying he would win. He definitely wouldn't. But if he wanted to get in the good graces of people again and fix his image, he had an easy way to do it with a documentary. But unfortunately, it happened in the middle of him beefing with his ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife and Pete Davidson and posting all these memes and crazy shit on Instagram for no reason at all. And now people just look at him like a crazy person again.
Yeah, I think this documentary gonna get overshadowed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think, to be honest, I think his redemption story was Donda, that album last year.
Mm-hmm.
that was the redemption story. That was the beginning of the redemption story, because it's like, wow, this is actually an album everybody likes. And it sounded like he really he took his time on it a little bit. And it seemed like he was kind of hungry on this album. So now, you got the album, you promoting Donda 2. I'm sure people probably more excited about that now. Yeah. After, the first Donda. And then just throw this documentary in there. Then it's like, oh shit, like damn. Like now at that point, it's like, man, we appreciate Kanye now. It's like, forget all the bullshit at the moment. Mm-hmm. And it's like, let's give him his flowers. Because even with the Drink Champs shit, a lot of people love that interview. So it's like, okay, like we might get the old Kanye back. Everybody keep asking for the old Ye. Like, I think we have the old Ye. Mm-hmm. And then with this documentary, it's like, oh shit, like damn, he one of the greatest of all time. People gonna start throwing that out there. But this whole divorce thing and the bullshit on social media is just overshadowing it now. It could have been way bigger than this.
It really is, man. He could have been like how Nicki Minaj is having her own little redemption tour and people giving her flowers now. Like this could have easily went the other way for him and been the beginning of him rehabilitating his image and being in people's good graces again. But now he still looks like a clown on social media, man.
Yeah.
Somebody should just take his phone and just say, hey, just chill out for a little bit, man. But
yeah. And then even on top of that, people that's already against him, they're not about to watch this doc.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They seen the bullshit that's going on already. The shit TMZ posting and the shit that they probably ain't even trying to see. Mm-hmm. They seeing it, and it's like, I ain't about to watch I ain't about to watch Kanye doc because he full of himself and blah 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 blah. So they're already out of it. So yeah, man, I think you need to chill.
I agree, man. I agree. Tab asked a question. He said, do y'all think Kim knew what she was getting herself into with Kanye when they first met? I don't know. I think she knew he was eccentric. I mean, Kanye is Kanye. Yeah. I don't think she foresaw the presidential run. I don't think she foresaw some of the crazy shit he was saying about slavery. Like some of the things I don't think she could even foresee, but I definitely think she knew he was kind of off in a way.
Yeah. I think some of the stuff he did, I don't think nobody would have seen that coming. Mm-hmm. But I think the part that she really didn't see coming was him changing, into this whole Christian life.
Yeah. Went to Wyoming. Yeah.
True. Going to church. And he don't want her to, show her body and all this. I don't think she seen that coming. I think that kind of threw her off. But I think outside of that, I think she knew what she was getting into. And it's funny, somebody brought this up on Twitter, man, because Kim is kind of the person that everybody kind of comforting right now. They got the arm around it. Bad Kanye type of thing. But somebody posted on Twitter like, damn, y'all act like she wasn't married 4 times or some shit. It's just like, damn, like I'm, not to put the blame on her or anything, but look, man, like when somebody is married 4 times and married to one person for literally 72 days and it got with Kanye during the marriage and ended up getting a divorce to get with Kanye. Like, I don't know. I think you could kind of point all around the board. I can't, it's hard to sit there and say it's just one person's fault, man, because
it's everybody's. Because you can ask the same thing at Kanye. Like, what did you expect raising a family with a Kardashian? You know what this life was going to be.
Yeah. Or look at you, messing with somebody who was married. Who was with somebody already. And you kind of broke up that marriage. The marriage is probably over anyway, but you was kind of part of the reason why she didn't want to be with that guy anymore. And look what he kind of knew what he was getting into as well.
Yeah, and Kanye asked for the divorce. And people forget that Kanye said in that tweet storm he did that he's been asking for a divorce from Kim ever since he heard that she went with Meek Mill to talk about prison reform, quote unquote.
Oh yeah.
So like he accused her of cheating, and he said he's been asking for the divorce. Now the divorce is going through, and now you don't want it to happen. So hey, look, man, they're both at fault. I don't take sides and some goofy shit like this. It's like, look, they both knew what they were getting into.
Yeah,
and it didn't work out. It's unfortunate, but yeah.
And it's rough too because Kim, the Kardashians and the Jenners, they got their arm around TMZ.
Oh they basically own
that's
the
Kardashian network right there. So they're pro Kardashian. So now they're anti Kanye. So they're gonna do whatever they can to make Kanye look bad.
Yeah,
and it's just unfortunate now because you see all of this bullshit now. Any divorce, famous or not, is messy. So now you're gonna see everything, the curtain being, flipped and laundry about to be everywhere. So I thought it was gonna be kind of a clean divorce because remember I guess they wasn't together, and then we saw
seeing other people, man.
Yeah. But now it's like it's getting petty. It's getting a little irritating, man. I'm tired of it.
Nah, me too, man. Me too. I think it's getting a little too personal. These things need to happen behind closed doors. Divorce is rough enough already, man. Rough on the kids, rough on the parents. And when you have this battle in public like this, it's just super cheesy. Having people pick sides like they even know what's going on behind the scenes, man. Like, it's just super annoying. So hopefully this whole thing ends soon, but who knows, man. Kanye, we will see. If apparently 3 days away we'll be listening to Donda 2, maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna pay $200 for it, but I'm sure it's gonna be on Mega Upload the same day. So we will see if we actually get the album, and if we actually hear it, we will give our review. I don't think it's going to come out now. Like, I just think he's going to pull a Kanye. Same way we never got Jesus is King 2. We're not going to get this, or Yandhi, which never came out either.
Yandhi never came out.
I don't think we're going to get Donda 2 on 2/22/22. But we will see. We will see. I could be wrong. Who knows? Is there anything else you want to talk about, Figgy? Anything else happened this week?
I think that might be it. Let me make sure. I think that's it.
Yeah. I think that about covers it for a jam-packed week. I think on the 23rd, that new Kanye, the next episode of the Kanye documentary comes out too. So it could be a busy week for Kanye. We will see. But with that being said, need that Anita, man. Let's wrap this thing up.
Yes,
wrap it up then.
Wrap it up then.
Still the funniest interview of all time. Now, I could watch that 1,000,000 times and never get tired of it, man.
We gotta wrap this shit up though.
Wrap it up then.
Close it.
Who said that wasn't on Bad and Bougie? What? Who said that wasn't on Bad and Bougie?
All three of them was like, huh? You think I was left on Bad Bougie? You think I left on Bad Bougie? Do you think I was left on Bad Bougie?
On, man, like they unbuttoning to get ready to fight.
Yeah,
funniest things ever to happen in hip hop.
What's funny, when you watch that video, you can see Buddy in the back. He was doing something else, and he seen the fight going on. He came all the way around, ended up in front of the camera and pushed somebody. I'm like, damn, he came out of nowhere.
Yep,
like he must be one of them Goonies.
Classic moment, man. Classic moment. Another exciting episode is in the books for Gems and Juices, episode 196, getting close to 200, man.
Yeah, man.
So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Thank y'all for people who came in through the stream. We see you. We love y'all. Tab, leaving questions. Anybody who wants to ask anything while we live streaming on Friday nights, pop in, man. Let us know. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll read your comments and all that stuff. So make sure y'all check it out if you can. Of course, subscribe to us on all streaming platforms. Our content ain't $200, man. It's free. $3.99. We on streaming. So make sure y'all check us out. Appreciate Figgy hooking this whole thing up, man. We on Twitch too, so make sure you subscribe on Twitch. Fucking with the gamers now, man. We invade all corners of entertainment now, man.
Yeah, man.
Rap, sports, and now video games.
Yeah, we need to do like a game night or something. Just stream.
I'm down with it, man.
Play some games. I don't know how to fucking stream live or all that bullshit on PS5.
It's easy with PS5. There's like a Twitch button you can just press. You got to log in, of course, but yeah, you can easily stream on the newer consoles on Twitch. It's pretty automatic. Just you can hook up a microphone too. Like it's easy, man. So
okay, I might have to do that. Just have a Gems and Juice game night or something.
Yeah,
just fuck around and do some topics and play the game.
Mm-hmm. I'm down with it, man.
Yeah. I'm down for it. I've been playing that game. I think I might have told you. We got like a minute left, but I've been playing that game, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that one yet, man. Is it good?
That game is pretty fun, man.
Yeah,
the graphics look amazing. It's like Japan type of setting, so it looked real nice, man. I enjoy that game a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that soon, man. I've been meaning to. Funny thing, I actually bought it on Black Friday, but they said it was a pricing error. It was $20 for the PS5 version. I bought it. They refunded my money and said, sorry, it was a pricing error. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, man, damn.
So
they gotta let you have that, man.
I would think. But nah, they refunded my money and said, sorry, it's a pricing error. Because I knew something happened because that was the lowest I've seen the game go.
Damn.
That was some bullshit.
I'm
playing that Cyberpunk too, so we'll see how that goes, man. But yeah, man, yeah. Twitch night coming soon, game night coming soon. Make sure y'all subscribe on all streaming platforms. Appreciate y'all for listening, and until next time.
Peace. Hey.